Well, this is the gripping story of today and yesterday. Fugitive terror suspects escape investigated as possible prison inside job. So we know this person, Daniel Khalifa, who escaped Wandsworth prison under a food supply truck. Apparently, he was awaiting trial on terror charges. Some reports say he was passing on information to a hostile government, possibly Iran. So now questions have been raised as to how he was allowed to work in the so-called weak link of the prison, which is the kitchen, which was effectively controlled by civilians, not by prison personnel. He was dressed as a chef, told everybody he was downloading or offloading food into the truck or onto the truck, and then that's how he disappeared. Now officials are saying that he might even have left the UK, warning anybody who is supporting him outside that they might be committing egregious crimes, and most importantly, investigating what sort of help he had, presumably inside the prison, whether it was from fellow prisoners or officials.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently there's been no sightings. There's been loads of people calling into the police. What do you think, Paul? Just another example of our crumbling infrastructure, or what?
Well, there's a couple of things going on. It was a Category B prison, which is more relaxed. It's not Category A, which is interesting because you'd imagine that a suspected terrorist may be in a Cat A. I don't quite know how that works. That would just be my assumption. Like Nick says, you know, working in the kitchen is probably considered a privilege within the prison, and being asked to load the lorry, I mean, this is like something from Porridge almost, isn't it? But one thing that is interesting here is we're now saying that his success is being linked to how well he was trained as a British soldier. Now that he appears to have got away and nobody's been able to find him so far, we're almost congratulating ourselves for training him to be so good. I'm not sure that's quite the case here. It's fascinating that he's not only been able to get out yesterday morning, at, I think about 10 to 7 or 10 to 8, something like that, early in the morning. He's not only been able to get out of the prison, he's been able to disappear entirely. And now they're talking about him getting out of the country.
Yeah. It's
If you plan to get out of the country that quickly, you couldn't do.
Right. No, especially if you're going into France or somewhere with those delays. But, yeah, I mean, it's Ted Bundy levels of escapism, isn't it? Did you ever watch that Ted Bundy documentary and he just escaped from 2 prisons?
Yes.
Like, is anyone watching The Serial Killer?
Just wandered out.
Madness.